Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are filming a 2 looks 1 palette on the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. Y'all really thought we were gonna skip this one, didn't you? Nope, we caved. Before the no-buy.
Right before the no-buy, like a day before.
We had gift cards, so it was justified. I wasn't gonna buy it, but then I did, and I'm really glad I did. So if you're interested to see how we got these two bangers, then just keep on watching. Alrighty, so for look number 1, we're creating this little green halo moment, which was kind of a struggle because honestly I don't do halo eyes very much. So I just have my eyes primed with concealer, and I'm gonna start out by going into the shade Royal, which is the deep green in here right there. I'm gonna take that on a BH Cosmetics number 13 brush. It's like a little pencil brush moment, and I'm gonna put that on the inner and outer corners of my eyes. And I hate these little flappy things that come in this palette. They're so stupid. Like, I think they're there to protect the shadows, but I don't know what this thin layer of plastic is doing, TBH, but I never remove them. But I'm not really concerned on where this is going. I kind of prefer the halo eyes to be a little more like grungy. I want it to go pretty high up. And I'm gonna kind of use like a straight wiggle motion right here, just to blend the color upwards without pulling it out anywhere. I don't know that this is the best technique to go for, but that's what I'm doing. Happy with that for now. I'm gonna take a fluffier brush. This is a 231 from some AliExpress brush set, and I'm gonna go in with Troop, which is just this color up here. It's kind of like a dirty olive brown kind of color. Not quite an olive, not quite a brown, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of this around the edges and in it to muck her up a bit, I guess, because this green is pretty like bright. I want this to be more on the grungy olive side. I brought it a little too far in, but we'll rectify that one of these days. And I'm gonna take a Sephora blending crease brush. It's a big old fluffy brush, and I'm gonna jump into the shade Lethal, which is like the brighter kind of olive green right there in the middle, and I'm gonna use that to blend everything out. I do find that I get fallout, but I'm also pretty heavy-handed, so that could just be a me thing. I've seen a lot of people say that they don't get fallout with these, but I do. I'm gonna take that up almost into the brow as well. Well, into the brow, not almost. And then I'm gonna go back into that deepest green shade that we used to begin with and deepen stuff up a smidge. I'm just gonna do another once over with the blending brush, and then to kind of rectify this inner corner situation because it's pretty far in, I'm just gonna take the brush I like primed my eyes with that concealer and run over this a little bit so that it's not so far in, and then use that blending brush one more time to diffuse the edges. Oh, I stuck my finger in a shadow. And then on a JH41 brush, I'm going to take the shade Blaze, which is like this coppery color up here. This is really similar to the shade Brass in the gold palette. I don't know if you've tried it. It's a very weird formula where it's really flaky, but like they go on for days. Like, it just never ends. Yeah, so I'm going to take a bit of that. I am going to spray my brush because it is so flaky to get it to adhere a little better. I'm going to add that to the center of my halo. Like, oh. And oop. And I'm going to take that like way up here. And then right in the center of that one, I'm going to take the more yellow gold shade called Imperia, right here. There are a lot of golds in this palette, but to be fair, they are different than one another. Like they're not all the same. Because this one has some more yellow in it and I kind of want it to match the green a little better. So I think that the yellow brings that out. But I didn't want only yellow, you feel? Again, bringing it all the way up yonder here. And then I want to blend the edges of that so it doesn't just look like a line down my eye, like a Jessica Rabbit vibes, you know, but that's not what I'm going for here. So I'm going to take that deep green again and kind of fluff it inwards. The shade Troop again, that one up there, and kind of do the same thing. And for my lower lash line, I'm just doing the same thing, going on with that deep green. Royal, that's what it's called. Sounds like a shade named Blue Blue, but who am I to judge? And I forgot to prime this under eye, so. Ow. Stabbed myself in the eye. And I'm not like winging it out, it's gonna stay pretty rounded. I'm gonna try to keep it that way anyway. I'm gonna go straight in with Lethal this time. I'm not gonna go in with that like dirty olive color, which is more the regular olive color. I'm gonna smoke that out, blend these edges. Not really concerned about how far it goes because once I have the rest of my face on, I can, you know, edit that. And then on my finger, I'm just gonna take the Imperia shade, that yellow gold, on my pinky. Just put that in the center, like so. Blend out the edges a little bit. Then for my inner corner, I'm gonna take Queen, which is the lightest shimmer right here. I'm gonna go, you know, finish my base, do lashes. Rachel's gonna come on, do her thing, so yeah, BRB. Okay, so ignore my hair and the fact that I don't have any nails on because I tore them off. I'm first going to, ooh, I didn't prime my eyelids. I'm going with this little BH number 7 brush and a mix of this shade and this shade. And I'm kind of gonna start winging it out. So I'm gonna, oh, creasing. So I'm just kind of gonna go like this, start winging it out. The septum's turned fully. And then once I've wung it out, I'm gonna take it and go like that as well. And this is just for shape purposes. I don't really want any like, I don't know, chunk missing there. And I'm just going to take that under my lower lash line as well. I'm going to go in with this Morphe JH33 blending brush. Just clean, well, I wiped it off on my pants. I'm just going to blend around the edges, kind of smoke it out a little bit. Then go back in with the mixture of those two shades and re-deepen the outer corner. And I'm going to take this kind of shimmery, like it's like a duochrome type shade. I'm going to take it on this same blending brush that I just kind of like wiped on my leg. And just barely tap it off, and then I'm going to blend right over like my brow bone area. I kind of like doing this. I'm not a huge brow bone highlight fan, but this kind of gives that like avant-garde shimmer look, I guess. So I like doing that. Then I'm going to go in on this flat Morphe brush. It doesn't have a name. It's got the big thick bold lettering. I'm going to take this little teal shade right here and smack that all over my lid. Basically like the shimmer equivalent to these two mattes mixed together. It's almost identical. I'm going to take that with my finger as well, just to build up the intensity. Then with the blending brush we used for the like brow bone highlight, I'm just gonna kind of go over the edges because I don't want it to be like a cut crease. I want it to be very like blown out. And I'm just gonna build up those mattes again because I keep blending them out and I want them to be a little bit deeper. And these mattes are so easy to build up because they're a cream to powder formula rather than just like a powder formula. With that blending brush again, I'm just gonna go over the edges, not over like the entirety of it. Then on that little duochrome green shade again that we used earlier, I'm going to take it on my pinky finger and pop it right here under the lower lash line, kind of like in the little tear duct area almost, and blend it in with that dark teal that we have. And for my inner corner, I'm going to take two shades. First I'm going to take this gold shade here, and then on top I'm going to go in with this like shimmery like white pink. Alright, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to go do my brows, my base, all that off camera, and then we'll be back to show both the looks and our thoughts on the palette. Okay everyone, so here are the final two looks with lashes and the base on. I did my base using only my hands, even for cream bronzer. I would never probably do that again, but this one, oh, look at that. As far as our thoughts on this doodad, so this is the like her larger palettes, her 28 pans, 28, except, yeah, her 28 pan palettes, except this one is kind of a smaller size, kind of like what she did with the Sunrise palette. So it's about the price of her like gold palette, her Lila palette, $129. I really like this palette. I do think there are a lot of golds in here, but I think most of these golds have a place. Like, they're all unique. They are. Not any of them are the same. I love the cream to powder formula. I just think it's beautiful. It's one of those, because it's a cream, it doesn't, like, when you build too much on a shadow, for example, the James Charles palette, we had this issue all the time before we decluttered that thing. You would try to build up a shade too much and then it would start like flicking off of it because there was so much powder buildup. These you do not have that issue with because they're creams. One thing that works really well with them too is you can tap them on with your finger. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I really like it. Some of the shimmers are like super flaky, like this little gold shade right here is super, super flaky and like buttery, like in the prettiest way. Like the one, is that the one you used? The one she used. But then a lot of the shimmers are a little bit harder pressed, which I kind of like. In a way, I think that this formula of shimmers picks up better on a brush than some of her others. Like, they don't have as many issues. Like, a finger always gives you like a more intense kind of vibe, but this one, it's not as hard to get some of the shimmers on the brush, which is nice. But all in all, I really like this palette. I have no regrets buying it. I mean, anything we can add to our Natasha Denona collection is a blessing. I will say, if you have her other palettes, you don't necessarily need this one. Like, you can, like, not necessarily dupe out, but you can find very close alternatives in her other palettes, minus, like, the green, I think. But the formula is different. I think this is the modified cream to powder formula. So we have the cranberry palette in the old cream to powder formula, and I still love that palette. I see why people didn't, but it's one of my most used Natasha Denona palettes. But we've been testing this for a few weeks, and it's really beautiful. Yeah, I really,
it has
really
a place
like it.
In our collection.
It does.
It's stunning. And I like that even though it's expensive, it's way cheaper than buying the giant ones because the pans are smaller. So if you do like Natasha's formula, or if you want to try her formula but not like the 5 pans,
Either go with the Sunrise palette or this guy.
Yeah, but I personally think I like this one more than the Sunrise because it has a blue. But yeah, that's all from us. Let us know if you've got this palette. I know a couple of y'all did.
I also know a couple of y'all roasted the palette, but I think it's cute.
I think it's perfection, and you're wrong, and that's all that matters, because we are Natasha stans. We will stand by her no matter what she does, even if it takes me, you know, 18 to 20 years to get my refund back. I did get it back, but it took a minute. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead and like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and Please go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below anything you want to do, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!